Hi! In this video I'd like to show you how to completely disassemble the mechanical components of the Magene 200 smart trainer. I had a problem with bearings and following some customer service instructions I fixed them myself. This guide can be helpful if you're having issues with noise, rust or for routine maintenance. You'll need a 2mm hex wrench, a 3mm hex wrench, a 3mm crosshead screwdriver, a ratchet wrench or a suitable replacement, and grease. Let's start by removing the front plastic cover, starting with the two components on the flywheel side, then moving on to the two front screws. You'll need to unscrew 4 screws and loosen the black bolt, the one for controlling the belt tension. Once loosened, you can remove the belt and the plain bearing, as you can see. Remove the internal plastic cover. And let's move to the tricky part. If the mechanism is working, you will only need a simple ratchet wrench to hold the internal bolt of the pin still and rotate the roller. Once you remove this bolt, you need to remove the small piece holding the belt guide in place. You'll need a 2mm hex wrench, but be careful not to lose this piece, as it's very small and crucial to the proper functioning of the entire trainer. In this case, to remove the belt guide, I simply pulled it toward me with my hands. In other cases, you may need a specific puller. Inside, the mechanism works thanks to a flat key, a small piece of metal, again crucial to the mechanism, which transmits rotation from the pin to the belt guide. Carefully remove this piece as well and set it aside. The flywheel should pop out of its housing very easily. If it doesn't happen, it could be due to rust in the mechanism. To unblock it, the only DIY method is to hammer out the pin. Use a long tool to insert inside the pin without screwing it in, as this will damage the internal thread. Strike with well-calibrated blows, never hard, never diagonally, and be patient. The first time it took me over 2 hours to get the pin out. Now proceed to extract the two bearings and the central guide using a system similar to the one described above for extracting the pin. At this point, make sure the pin is free of imperfections or rust residue, and, if necessary, clean it with sandpaper. Don't overdo it, as the tolerances are minimal and you could possibly damage the pin. It's essential to ensure the flat key housing is perfectly smooth. Once extraction is complete, proceed to clean the various components, prepare new ones if necessary, in my case I had to replace the bearings, then proceed with reassembly, repeating the disassembly steps. From here on, I strongly recommend applying a good coat of grease to all components. Insert the bearing, tapping it into the housing using a rubber mallet or other tools, but do not hit the center ring, as this could only damage it irreparably. Insert the axle guide into the center, then insert a pin with the flywheel. Only then should you fit the second bearing, preferably the outer one, as this will make it easier to center the axle in its guide. Replace the flat key on the axle, the belt guide, the center bolt, and seal everything with a small piece and the 2mm hex key. Reassemble the inner cover, then the plain bearing, its bolt, the belt, and finally, once everything is working properly, reassemble the outer cover. If anything isn't clear, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to help.